Hey everybody, Ananias here. Welcome back to the channel. Sorry, it's been a minute since I've posted a video. This is obviously Gunbird 2. This came out for the Sega Dreamcast, and at this point has actually found a re-release on the Nintendo Switch. It's on the. Let me take a quick look here, because I've actually got the physical release of it as well. I'm kind of a sucker for shmups, so the company that put this out is called Psycho. It's spelled P-S-I-K-Y-O, so I assume I'm pronouncing that correctly. But they did two releases, um, both of them called Shooting Stars, but one is called Alpha and the other's Bravo. And this is on the Bravo collection. So if you're interested in picking this game up and you don't have a Dreamcast, but you like physical releases, then you can grab it. And actually, it's got Gunbird 2, or Gunbird 1 on it as well. Let me see if I can reach back here and see what all it's got. Oh, it's like right behind my chair. Okay, so let's see what's on here. It has a release of, it just says Gunbird for Nintendo Switch, so I guess there's changes to it. It's also got Gunbird 2, a game called Gunbaric, Tungai, Samurai Aces, and then something here that I flat out can't make out. Like the main title is in Japanese, it looks like, and underneath it just says for Nintendo Switch. So I do not know what that game is, and I actually haven't even opened the Nintendo Switch, either Nintendo Switch Psycho Collection. So, but it did get a physical release, and so I'm sure there's also a downloadable version too. So, all right, so let's jump into this now. This game is not compatible with the VGA box or cable or whatever. And what that means is that the Sega Dreamcast would actually output in VGA. If you had, you just needed it just natively, you just needed the correct cable. So just the VGA cable. But there are also HDMI, like plug and play options available. Hang on a second. I'm going to lower the difficulty just a little bit. Wait a minute, child. Okay, not gonna go quite that easy. Let's go here. Um, but anyway, so there's some plug and play HDMI options that are available for this console, but all the HDMI options are pulling straight from like the VGA ability from the console, and so not every game is VGA compatible, and so not every game is going to be HDMI plug and play compatible. And so this game is not VGA at all. So I'm hooked up right now using using just an S video cable into my line doubler. So this doesn't look quite as good as I guess it could. Well, no, because like I said, this one's not VGA compatible. So anyway, so this probably is about as good as it's going to look. On an old CRT, these games look absolutely gorgeous. Um, let's see if I can remember. I do not remember what character I liked. Quite frankly, it defaulted to her. I guess I think where it started me, so I'll select her. This one I didn't play as much. In all fairness, I didn't play this game quite as much as like Mars Matrix. I really liked Mars Matrix a lot, and so I'll probably play that one very very soon. I started out by putting. See, this is Gunbird. I get the two titles mixed up a lot. There was Gunbird and Gigawing. That was the other one. I knew it was another G. So I started out trying to play Gigawing 2, and that's whenever I was reminded about the whole VGA box thing, and I tried plugging it straight into my my screen capture device, my Elgato, and it had no idea what to do with the VGA output. It just said it just kind of like it just kind of barfed all over itself and said, "Oh, yeah, we actually don't know what to do with this signal," and I couldn't figure out how to make it understand what in the world it was. So, and there may be a way to do it. I didn't want to muck with it, too much and waste too much time. But so anyway, yeah, the Dreamcast really is. Oh, hello. Okay. Anyway, the Dreamcast is just flat out known for arcade ports. They're just, it's flipping awesome. It really didn't matter if it was a a shmup like this one, or can I do a power up? Okay, so I can't. Okay, it didn't really matter. Oh, if it was a shmup or like a one-on-one, fighter. There was a ton of them for this console. I'm not a big one-on-one fighter guy. Never really have been, but um, I did end up completing the Dreamcast collection, and that's kind of why I'm kind of showcasing that now a little bit. Just because I absolutely huge fan of the Sega Dreamcast. It did a lot of things right, and it was a pioneer in a lot of ways, and honestly, it kind of gets overlooked, unfortunately. Um, but anyways, I love the fact it's got the four the four controller ports on it. It actually had a pretty good online system going on, and it again it pioneered a lot of things like online play and even being able to surf the web. As a matter of fact, I remember way back in the day before I had I could afford a PC. Well, I guess technically I could have afforded it, but I was more into video games, like console games then. So I went ahead and got the Dreamcast, and you could surf the web with the thing, and actually even swap out the adapter. It came packaged with a 56K dial-up modem, but you could get a broadband, and it whoops, and you just had to kind of slide that little piece out. And I don't now that I'm thinking about it, I actually don't know that I own one of those little broadband adapter pieces. I've got a lot of stuff for the Dreamcast, but that I don't know that I have that. I'd have to kind of dig around a little bit. And in all fairness, if I thought about it, I would have been playing this game with the joystick I've got for this, which is it was a joystick that was never released here in the States. It was only released in Japan, to my knowledge anyway. And it's a fantastic controller, and I just didn't think about, oh gosh, okay. Fantastic controller, and okay. All right, well, at least I have a continue. Let's grab this stuff. I don't think I've used her bomb yet. I'm not sure what that looks like. Oh, it's candy because Japan. I know that sounds horrible, but that's exactly what's going on. But anyway, oh, okay. So this console had a lot of shmups, and I'm a sucker for shmups. I love it, and you can tell, this game there at the top. Okay, at the top it says something about hitting start, and so it's obviously two-player, and so I've never played any of these multiplayer. That's something that would that'd be really cool. I'd really like to check that out and try that part of it. I don't know that any of them were any more than two-player. It's got four controller ports, but I don't know that there was a ton of games on the Dreamcast that would allow it. I mean, there were games like Power Stone and stuff like that were very obviously four-player, so it did make use of it. I don't know. But anyway, I guess just maybe not as many as one would like. And I don't know if I can buy stuff later, like why it's dropping these emeralds. I don't think you can. I think it's just points. It's like these coins. It's like I don't really know what I'm doing. You know what it looked like there? It looked like it was the enemy bullets that actually turned into the candy. So maybe, oh my gosh, it's definitely a bullet hell shooter. So maybe it's one of those things where it's like it's a little bit of strategy to it, as far as when you want to use the bomb. And I think there was some kind of power-up thing where you... Aha! Okay, I just figured that out. Okay. Definitely one you kind of want to play through and see all the different characters and what they can do. I don't remember this character at all, so this was definitely not my favorite character. I just don't remember the shots and the bullets and stuff. I thought there was a game where you you pressed and held in a button in order to absorb bullets on the Dreamcast. Maybe that was Mars Matrix. I'm getting absolutely throttled here now. Too many bullets. Go away. can't remember if I mentioned in this video, but I'll go ahead and do it. I'm not really, I promise I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I do have a complete Dreamcast collection now. So if there's one in particular that anybody would like for me to kind of show off and play, I'd be more than happy to do that. It was the vast majority of it was arcade games. So they're just kind of plug and play and just like have fun with it, especially with some friends or whatever. But there were some RPGs, and I remember having a lot of fun with a game called Silver. And of course, obviously, I've got it. I don't remember. I remember I loved the art in it, and it was one player. And then there was a game called Egg. Elemental Gimmick Gear is what the letters stood for, but I never played that one. So that's definitely one that I would like to read or like to visit. And then there was a sequel to a PS1 game that I played years ago. The PS1 game was called D. That was it, just the letter D. And I think the Dreamcast was the only console that got the sequel, D2, and I've never played that one either. So I've got it. So there's a bunch of games here that I would really, really like to visit here at this point. How many bombs do I have? Okay, I don't feel like that power. I'm using the D-pad, by the way, to move as opposed to the analog stick, and I'm wondering if okay, the analog stick doesn't move you. Okay, as I just found out the hard way. So some of these games you can use either or. As a matter of fact, I feel like the majority of them you can. Sorry, I'm not talking here. I almost wonder if this game was kind of like designed for multiplayer. And like if it's one player, you really ought to lower the difficulty some. But anyway, so I feel like that, you know, giving you everybody kind of a good idea of what this game looks like. I really kind of don't want to go much further, but you know, just because it looks, you know, I don't want to give too much away. I guess you could say. But now, press LZ and RC button to menu. What the crap does that mean? Well, I mean, obviously, there's certain buttons you hold to get back to the menu, but LZ and RC. I kind of just want to try it. Is it just L and R? Okay, yeah, wow. What in the world is... Wait, what in the world does the Z and C mean? Oh, well, anyway, maybe I'll figure that out one day. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. So I plan on kicking out some more weird, obscure titles. I'm going to bounce around some. Now that I've completed the Dreamcast collection, I'm going to dig much more into the Dreamcast. I'm collecting right now. I'm doing 3DO Jaguar 32X, and so some of that stuff's going to get mixed into as one game that I would like to actually show off here soon at some point. And I've never played it, and I hadn't even heard of it until recently, relatively recently, last couple months. But it's a game called Hell for the 3DO, and has Dennis Hopper doing doing a voice, and as well as I think her name's Grace Jones. She was the barbarian lady in Conan the Destroyer, the one way back in the day with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. Along with, I just grabbed the box. Somebody named Stephanie Seymour. I'm not familiar with her work, and Jeffrey Holder. I'm not familiar with his work. But anyways, it looks like some kind of point and click thing. It was only released on the 3DO. Got it not that long ago. Very interested to check it out. It's like a steampunk thriller is what it calls itself. So that's going to be one that I'm going to do here very, very soon. But that's going to be more of a reactionary video because, again, I never even heard of it until just a couple months ago, and I've never played it, so we'll check that out at some point soon. So anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed it, and take care, and I'll see you guys very soon. Or I'll play another video very soon. See ya.